organisms that are in this particular unit, but also all the different fungi and the viruses that we talked about. They're going to be matching. I didn't touch the parasites because I don't remember who, maybe it was asked, told me we shouldn't. Somebody said we shouldn't do that. So I asked a few questions about, you are allowed to bring anything into the exam that you want, except you cannot bring anything electronic. Okay? So let's do some of these questions together. So what is responsible for protecting the nucleic acid of viruses?
Capsule.
Not the capsule that you're playing. Capsid. The capsid. Okay? What allows intestinal protozoal parasites to enter the body?
Sporozoides.
Huh?
Sporozoides.
The ova?
No.
Cyst.
The cyst.
Oh.
Ova is for metazoa.
Oh.
Okay? So lichens are symbiotic relationships between
Fungus and algae?
fungi and algae. That is correct. Which of the following is associated with scabies? C. That is correct. Sarcoptes. That is correct. Anopheles is a mosquito. Amblyoma is a tick. Sarcoptes is a mite, causes scabies.
Wait, can you repeat that again?
Which one?
What you were just going over, what was the tick, what was the scabies?
Anopheles is a mosquito. Amblyoma is a tick. Sarcoptes is a mite, scabies mite. Culex is a mosquito. And Aedes is a mosquito. Okay? Which of the following groups of animal parasites have segments called proglottids?
Oh, that's.
Trematodes.
It's the flat.
D?
It's C.
Not D, C.
Trematodes.
That is correct. Cestodes, the tapeworm. Okay? What is cyst and penetrating cells, and what class do these protozoans belong to? So you know apicocomplex is what goes into the cell, but what class of organisms produces an apical complex?
Isn't it E?
Huh?
E?
I was
Not
gonna
D.
say
Is it A?
D or
A, not A, think you're playing.
D.
Not D, think you're playing.
See?
So the only thing left over is B and C.
B?
It better not be.
C.
Oh my gosh.
Apical complex, look at the word. Apical mycosa.
I mean, it could be a
So
trick.
what's the
I never,
difference?
have I ever tricked you ever?
So
No.
what is the Coelophora?
Zoophora has cilia. Remember, the
What about the
protozoans
amoeba?
the protozoans are characterized by how they move.
Can you explain the amoeba, what was that? What was
Amoebozoa are those organisms that have pseudopoda. They move like this. Yep.
the ungulating?
No, that's cilia. So the amoeba extend a part of their cell, and that becomes a pseudopod. And a lot of times they use that for, but they can also engulf other organisms with it and take them in and digest them, right? Our dendritic cells kind of work the same way. Okay? All right.
Why do they call them amoeba sisters on YouTube?
Because they're amoeba.
Who knows? All right. So here's kind of like a matching that you might see. 41. What is classified of the organisms we talked about? So mostly it's going to be fungi, protozoal, metazoal, exoparasites, viruses. There'll be a few bacteria, but we talked about bacteria, so much should be a problem. So, what is classified by motility? Protozoan. What is classified by segments?
So parasites.
No, think you're playing.
The dinoflagellum.
No, think you're playing.
Protozoan?
No, think you're playing.
Oh god, I meant metazoan.
Metazoan, that is correct.
Oh.
What's classified by mycelia?
Fungi? Yes.
Fungi. What's classified by ova?
Exoparasite.
No, think you're playing.
Dang it.
The Dinoflagellum.
No, think you're playing.
Bacteria.
No, think you're playing. Metazoans.
Two metazoans.
What about naked or envelope?
Viruses.
What about asexual spore formation? Fungi. What about number of legs?
Exoparasite.
Exoparasites. What about type of nucleic acid?
Viruses.
Viruses. What about pigment stored?
Dinoflagellum.
Dinoflagellates. What about the type of cell wall? Bacteria.
Bacteria.
How come this is hard?
You always say that.
Well, I don't know what to not say, Abs. You want me to say it's really hard?
It is.
No. All right, here we go. there are 10 fill in the blank. So, the blank is the stage of development in a protozoal life cycle that enters the human body typically through the fecal oral route.
Tapeworm?
No, think you're playing.
Thing-
No, think you're playing. Ringworm is a
Pinworm.
fungus.
I think pinworm.
Pinworm.
No, this is protozoal.
Oh.
Protozoal.
Sis?
The-
Cyst.
I was just-
I want her in my group.
Wait, hold on. Through the fecal oral route.
What's fecal oral route?
It goes in.
I thought it went out from your butt
Shake
into
your
your
hand.
mouth.
No.
Why not?
Have poop
Out
on
from
your
your
hands.
butt.
Touch the door.
Just like that
Yeah.
route.
It's a fecal oral route. Is somebody has feces on their hands, they touch something, and somebody pulls it in that way.
And then like itches their mouth, and that's the fecal oral.
Shake hands, touch the door, whatever.
Don't even
All right, blank are the only group of metazoans that are considered true worms.
Roundworms.
Roundworms
Oh,
is not
nematodes, yeah.
nematoda. The blank is an organism known to carry Lyme disease.
Tick.
Tick. If you said amblyoma, that would make me really happy, but tick is all
I'll
I need.
remember that.
Tick is all I need.
So I get smiling.
No, no extra points. All right. Describe the important parts of the life cycles of protozoal and metazoal parasites. Silence.
It starts with the
Nope. I just need the two most important parts.
typhoid.
Protozoa. Trophozoite and?
Ova? Cyst.
No, cyst.
Yeah.
There are no ova in protozoa.
So trophozoite.
Trophozoite and cyst. What about metazoa?
Ova.
Ova and? Starts with an A and a
Adult.
T. Adult. Why is this difficult?
I had to go home and study.
Oh,
All right. Briefly explain the difference between the lytic cycle and the lysogenic cycle of bacteriophages.
It enters by.
Now take your turn. I just need the difference. What is the purpose of the lytic cycle?
To back.
The
Yeah.
lytic cycle replicates.
Okay.
And the lysogenic cycle what?
Infects? No.
Yes, but it produces a prophage so that the virus remains dormant in all the cells.
Oh, like herpes. Right. Yeah.
How quickly we forget apps.
I don't even know that.
Differentiate the three different species of mosquitoes in Texas by morphological traits and infections transmitted.
Aedes.
Aedes,
Aedes is stripes.
On the,
Legs.
okay, good. Next,
Anopheles.
Culex is
Skinny.
tiny and
Anopheles
is
is larger.
large. So there they are. Alright. Good? And then you're gonna have two case studies. This is an example of one. Just an example. I made this E. coli because everybody knows E. coli. But yours will be one protozoa and one fungus. Okay? Let's read this. The patient was a 19-year-old female with a history of urinary tract infections, UTI, 4 months prior to admission, for which she was treated with oral ampicillin without complications. 5 days prior to this admission, she began to note nausea without vomiting. 1 day later, she developed left flank pain, fevers, chills, and noted urinary frequency. She noted foul-smelling urine on the day prior to admission. She presented with a temperature of 101.8 Fahrenheit, and a physical examination showed left costal fatigue with ankle tenderness. Urinalysis of a clean catch urine sample was notable for greater than 50 white blood cells per high power field, 3 to 10 red blood cells per high power field, and 3+ bacteria. Urine culture was subsequently positive for greater than 100,000 CFUs of a gram-negative lactose-fermenting rod per milliliter. This bacterium was beta-hemolytic on sheep blood agar. First of all, just sit there for a moment and appreciate how much of that you understand right now.
That would be
Or-
something you communicate to the doctor, right? Like when you're
This
doing
is a
your-
history.
Or if I'm going from night nurse to day nurse.
This is
what
a
you would
history.
say, yeah.
So appreciate how much of that you know because you've been in this class for the last 10 weeks.
And
Oh,
months.
God.
In some cases, it might seem like that.
Hey, 10 months, get a good A.
Okay? So all you're gonna have to do is answer some real easy questions. So I'm getting you ready for the last exam, which will be mostly case study. And these are the real easy questions. When we do that last exam, they won't be easy. You're gonna have to do research, right?
Dang.
So what is the etiology of this infection? Notice I'm using the terminology, Abs. I told you I was gonna talk to you like a scientist, and
It's a
because
bac-
you're ready.
It's a bacterial infection.
This is E. coli. How do we know that?
Because
Because
of
it's
fever.
EGA,
Oh, because it has all these
It's
symptoms, plus you
fever.
have fever. Fever's a big one,
fever.
right?
It's a lactose
What
ferment.
route does the microorganism enter the body?
Fecal oral.
No.
No.
This is not a fecal oral infection, it's
This
where?
is from second.
So it went into the
Oh.
urethra and into the urinary tract, right?
So,
You don't have any other information, so you don't know how that might happen,
Okay.
but you know that it got into the urinary tract. And then what could a patient done to minimize the opportunity to
Right
contract this?
from, right front to back.
There's some other things too, right? So, but
What's a
yeah,
scientific way of saying white from front to back?
proper hygiene, right? Okay? There'll be 2 of these. There'll be about 10 short answer and a whole slew of other things. You're not gonna finish if you don't trust each other. This exam is a lot about trust more than anything else. Because the questions are not hard, and you're gonna have every note you ever wanted right in front of you. I'm hoping that you all do well, but in order to do so, it's gonna be a different type of challenge. Yep.
What's etiology?
Etiology is cost.
So if we do well as cohorts in this test, can you consider it us doing it at the end of the semester?
There's a lot of dysfunction in the cohorts. Okay? All right.
So, over the test, can I just know right now, how many are multiple choice?
I don't, 40 or so. I don't have the test in front of me, do I?
Oh,
I don't have the test.
You said 2 case
Let me look.
studies?
Hold on.
are we gonna do individual tests and turn it, like for the short answer ones? Like if other people do those, would we?
Everybody will get their own test, but you're gonna turn on only one of them for a review.
Okay, so, okay.
And how long do we have to take it?
An hour and 10 minutes.
Wait, is it all different?
No, they're all the same.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, yeah. I thought I had the exam, but maybe I don't. Yeah.
So I've got 40 multiple
do you want
choice.
like an accordion binder? Because that looks like a lot of paper.
Hey,
for
just
me.
leave me alone.
I'm just asking.
You might want one.
What's a lot of dysfunction?
Well, I have like a lot of stuff I have to grade all the time. Okay, I don't have a test with me. So,
I heard you say you had two case
I think
studies.
it's about 40 multiple choice
Mhm.
and about 25 matching.
Fill in the blank.
And then there's some 10 fill in the blank, and then about 10 short answer and 2 case studies. That's a lot. And I know it's a lot. It's done like that purposely.
I got it wrote down, thank you, I'm sorry for interrupting, I just
No, it's
wanted to
okay.
make sure.
Abs,
Thank you.
Reagan, Annabelle, or Lil.
Where's that?
Those are the last lab reports that I graded. So, all the lab reports that I've received have been recorded on Blackboard. You might want to check to see if you're missing anything.
So I see there's a lab report 13 and 14.
We didn't get one.
There's no 13, 12 was the last one.
Oh, well, it just shows on Blackboard that we have one for 13 and 14.
I think 12 was the last one.
Okay.
There's no 13.
Yeah, 13 and 14 was Kirby that were, and.
Yeah,
you-
but I'm not, so if I have all those things, maybe this weekend when I grade the exams, I'll go ahead and put on your, it's not there. But it's no grade, I'll block it, so it won't make it
Okay.
exact.
So you'll take off 13 and 14 lab reports?
It's not there, I mean, it's not count, it only goes up to 12.
I'm concerned.
Where's our laboratory?
Where's your what?
Laboratory.
I don't have anything from you.
But he doesn't have anything from us.
I will check, but I've graded everything I have.
So if you graded it, is it still on, is it on Blackboard already?
Yeah, and you just got them back.
Mine's not on Blackboard. We have the thing, but
Ours is graded, so he doesn't.
Hold on, did we have confirmation?
Okay, does anybody have any
Well,
questions?
we've turned ours in and we do not have grades.
I don't know where they are. I'll look to see if I have
It's a big
them.
deal for our grade
It is a big deal.
though. Professor, you lost our library.
I don't lose things.
well, you should, I mean, even if you lost them, you have to have them.
Yeah, you have them
Yeah, you just
printed.
reprint it.
Yeah, but we all have our signatures and everything, they were already signature.
Why don't you let me see if I have them?
Okay.
Because I might have them in one of my other stacks of things that I thought I already graded. The problem with me is that I was too nice during spring break, and I had a whole bunch of people who took exams out of context because they had all kinds of things going on. And instead of just saying, no, you got a 0, I let them all take makeups. And I had like 20 makeups I had to grade from 4 different courses, and I just caught up on that. So I haven't looked at some things that I should.
Possibility it's in your ungraded
Who
file.
knows? I don't know what the hell's in there.
Yes, our cohort right here is, I have a blank.
But the really weird thing is typically, it's always with everything else.
Yeah, and Fatima always hands.
Would you
it
give
over.
us the excuse to reprint for you one time?
Well, let me see if I have them.
You
okay?
have to, because
Before
Fatima
we
always
get all
represents,
excited.
she is on top of it.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware of Fatima's proudness when it comes to getting things done.
Yeah.
She is the little general, as we call her.
Yes, she is. She's the quiet general, but she gets it done.
No, these are all in morning class.
Don't make me cry.
I'll look. I might have it somewhere. Do not give me an accordion, whatever.
Look, I was just asking, you said no, I'll still probably
So
get you one, but
I like to use things until they completely break.
That,
Because I just don't like to.
I feel like that's a problem, but like, I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
like,
no,
no,
don't.
got it, never mind.
All right, anybody else have any
Is the
questions
accordion
about
binder like
anything?
the one that you?
What's happening on
carry
Thursday?
Are we done?
Yeah, what's happening on
Yeah.
Thursday?
I used to have those when I was in middle school. They would break because there was too much papers in there.
I would put,
And then after,
I can't do
we're
binders
gonna,
anymore.
after we're gonna start,
That might be too long.
we're gonna start the last unit in lab.
Say bye.